congratulations for the first edition of the International Fishery.
Thank you very much.
Expo. It's a pleasure to have you with us. So, what are your activities? I know you have a rich legacy in rural empowerment and a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, what are the activities of the CGP group and the cooperative society?
So basically, we have been empowering rural masses for over like 6 decades now. And to be specific, mostly farmers oriented. We are into sugar, liquor, education, and few other agro-based industries. And fisheries is one of the verticals which we are having right now. Yeah.
All right. So, what is your approach to sustainability?
So basically, through fisheries as well, we are our main intention is to increase the farmers' per capita income, which is around 11,000 currently. And through fisheries with minimum capex, minimum area, minimum space, and kind of sustainability as well adds to it, because we are using all the natural food as far as possible, and it is a way of overall farmer sustainable approach towards farmer income. So through fisheries we are trying it, and we see it is the way ahead to empower our farmers, because every day we can see around 8 farmers in Maharashtra are having farmer suicide. So to overcome this problem, there are almost 80% farmers are having marginal farmlands, so which is less than 3 acres. So this has become a the pain point for the rural masses. And as you know, India is an agrarian state. 60% is directly or indirectly dependent on agriculture. So looking at the service sector won't be accommodating that amount of farmer or rural youth. So this is the way ahead, we feel, and we are working on it, and we have got good results in past a year or so, you can say, and slowly things are changing on our end. And about sustainability, of course, we have been working. If you look at the sugarcane industry, or for that matter any other crops which has been used for meat industry as well, chicken or goatry, so it requires the feed stock, the amount of water. As I said, sugar is a water guzzling plant which requires almost 1.5 crore liters per acre per year. That is huge. And as compared to fisheries, it is a controlled biofloc technology which we are using. So in the same as less as 5,000 square foot of land, a farmer can earn anywhere between 3 to 5 lakh rupees per annum, so which is well above our national per capita income average. So that's the whole approach towards this fisheries business.
Wonderful. So oceans are a big gift and a treasure, and the fisheries are the
yeah, absolutely. We are looking at it as a blue economy. Absolutely. That's what we feel. Yeah.
So what are the kind of schemes government has to support?
Yeah, so government is under Narendra Modi's government. They have pumped huge amount of money into this. The flagship scheme is Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, which is almost 20,000 crores of budget they are having, and additionally they have given another 6,000 crores of budget for the same purpose. And of course, Maharashtra government under Devendraji's leadership is coming up with good new schemes, Mukhya Mantri Matsya Sampadhan Yojana, and which will definitely help inland water fishing, I guess. So total, if you go through India numbers, 55% is freshwater fishing, and another 45% is seawater fishing, and this will be increasing in the coming years. The central government is estimating around 22% rise in another 3-4 years. So that will be a huge potential for farmers, entrepreneurs, and food processing entrepreneurs as well. India, I guess, is on 4th number as of now in terms of export, if you see, and gradually it is going ahead, whereas Maharashtra comparatively is ranking way below, and that's again efforts to bring Maharashtra in the tables on the top.
Looking forward
yeah,
to
sure.
So what is your ask from the government, and how do you think it's going to rank?
So basically, government is doing their part. Of course, the capex which is required for this aquaculture is a bit of a headache, because already, as I said earlier, farmers are burdened with loans. So if government goes out of the way, unlike agriculture farmers, they are getting 3% loans on 3% interest rate. or in some cases till 3 lakh they are even waiving off the 3% interest, 0% interest rate. So similarly, there's a good thing which has happened. They have added this into agriculture. So fisheries is a part of now agriculture. All the schemes will be extended to fisheries, whatever is for agriculture. But now traditionally farmers are being doing those agriculture practices. So additional amount, the KCC limit, which is 5 lakh, should be increased to another 5 lakh, that is 10 lakh, specifically for this purpose. So our ask is simple. Whatever he is earning through 1 acre land is merely 50-60,000. That's the max net profit I am talking about. The same amount of money he will be earning in a month in hardly 5,000 square foot of land, which is hardly 10-12% of the total 1 acre land. And you just help us empower to establish the whole infrastructure for him, the ecosystem, the transportation, logistic, the food processing hub, and agriculture department and their employees can escalate this, I guess. And government is thinking on that lines. The capital investment which is required, that's the ask what we are asking. They are giving us 25%, for women it is 35% subsidy, but I guess that's not sufficient. They should increase it for at least 50-60%. Yeah, that's the ask from the government as of now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this new agriculture status, I think, is going to change the game. And
Sure. Because that was the only sector in Corona. If you look, all of them were negative, and the agriculture sector was 1 to 2% positive. So that can be a driving engine for our economy as well. We are looking at in it.
we'll be having such a big coastline. So
And coastline as well as we have Jen PT port, the largest port is coming up from the export perspective as well. This is an golden opportunity, so which need to be capitalized, and I hope in the coming months or years that will be done.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So how are you leveraging technology in the sector?
Yeah, so there is a lot of talk about artificial intelligence used across the sectors. Similarly, we are also using the same technology here as well. We are working with few scientists, few agencies, few companies to customize it as per our needs. We are using AI. We have started using. It's on trial phase. We are using drone. Even we are geo mapping our fish ponds, so which will be monitored through satellites. And if there is any disease, pest, or any fish health, this all we are trying to discuss with them, and they'll be giving us kind of an advisory through satellite and AI, so which will help our farmers. They'll be getting those messages on their mobiles, and accordingly they'll act. So if there is an ammonia is increased, or dissolved oxygen is reduced, so all this stuff we are integrating it. Of course, we have set up some solar-based motor as well. That is how sustainability will be addressed. So solar motors we are placing. Even aerators also we are placing. So technology we have integrated it very well, and we are getting the results.
Yes. And fish is super omega rich as well. So
Yeah,
your
protein, good source of protein, and of course it is used across. Pharmaceutical company requires it. It has huge potential and utilization. So that is one way to look at it, and I hope all the entrepreneurs are taking that advantage, and first mover advantage always helps. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
More power to the industry. Thank you.
Thank you. Same here. Thank you.